We're off again, boys and girls. Just me on my own, it's too hot by far. I've got my little 10 litre bag. I've actually got my chair in here as well, I don't know if you can see or not. I've got my chair in there, a litre of water, my brew kit, transit triangle. This might pick them up. There's red spotted woodpecker nest just down here. They actually come onto my garden and feed. But they've got a young nest up here and they keep poking their heads out. I'll show you in a minute. There's about 3 holes in that trunk, and the top one, ever so often you'll see it young and I'm hoping one will pop out in a minute. There he is. What's that? I love it. Just at the bottom of the field we've got them nesting. It's brilliant. They're such beautiful birds they are, really. I was talking to this lady, one of my neighbours, and she was on about it. I never thought about it before. They've got a really interesting like flight. They sort of like pull the wings in and they go like that when they're flying. It's great to watch them. They feed on. I've got like all nuts and seeds in my garden, and then when they fly off, they fly down gardens, down field, and you can see this like dive bomber motion. Really interesting. Great. I love nature. Love it so much. So yeah, I haven't been doing a great deal just lately, really. Working from home, looking down the garden, wanting to go out, and I can't. I've been out this morning with the dogs for a walk, but it's too hot to go far with them. And this afternoon I just thought, I've slapped a load of sun cream on, I've had my dinner, so I thought I'd just local, just from me, literally half a mile away from where I live. There's loads of bits and bobs where you can hide away. So I'm just going to find a little spot and try my chair out with me footprint thing for the Chair Zero and have a little chat. Already just walking through it, it's lovely and relaxing. And old Gussie, he's getting really slow when it's hot now, and he's got a bit of a poorly leg. He keeps limping a bit. He's got lumps all over him, bless him. And I don't like overstretching him now. It's just not worth it. So it's too warm, and I'm not bringing one out without the other. So it's just a bit of me time on my own. You can see the cattle's chewed it all up round here. I'm not sure how many people come up this way. You probably get a few, but not that much. It's in summer it's not so bad now because it's dried out. In winter time this is just all mud. So I think we've got to cross over. I can't even remember. I came this morning. I went straight to this little like hill thing. I think it's over there somewhere. But my sense of direction is rubbish. I know roughly where I'm going, but if you spun me around twice with my eyes shut and then I opened them, I wouldn't know where I was. If I was lost in a forest, if I couldn't see the sun rising or like that, I would be stuck. I would just go around in circles. I found where I wanted to be. Just about anywhere around here, really. It's really peaceful here. You can hear the odd farmer with a flipping chainsaw in the distance, as usual. And the odd kids on the path, which is about a quarter mile in that direction. There's all paths around here, so I might get somebody stumble upon me, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Yeah, oh god, I'm sweating. It's bloody warm. I know I've got this shirt on, but I didn't want to get like t-shirt and bear around my neck and that. Anyway, I'm just going to find a nice little spot and I'll get back to you. Oh boys, there it is, the Quicenta, £2.50. Can't even barely pronounce that. A repenaz, I don't know, 10. It's a 10 litre. And, well, it's done me proud for this little trip. Of course, I've got the milk. We have actually got some Java lava. Can't go wrong. The old transient and a fuel bottle. I've got a spare battery in there. One thing I hope I've brought. I just had a horrible thought I've brought my lighter. I think I've got a spare one in this bag if nowhere else. I should have a spare one. Usual lightweight stuff today, boys. And a chair and a litre of water. How good's that? And yes, fortunately I've actually got a backup. I thought I'd brought me a good lighter with me, and I've actually got a backup one in my Trangia bag. So yeah, that saved me a flipping 20-minute round trip anyway. What a clown. I've been using the triangle quite a bit just lately, even in back garden, alongside my big stove, my solo. And such a bloody... I love it. I've had this. My missus bought me this. Must be 5 years ago. I can't even remember. It's years ago for a birthday present. And it just works, doesn't it, boys? Just fantastic. Diddly-dee-dee. The beauty of this is, we know I've already got filled it up with fuel before I came out. I've brought a backup fuel which I won't use, but you never know, you could tip it over or something daft. It's always a good idea to have a backup, boys, even if you're in local. It saves you the hassle. And I think I'm going to do a boil test. Boring. Yeah, we've all done it, all seen it a million times. There's one, I don't know what these are, they're not that big. I'm not sure, does it tell you? Somebody will probably know. It's an MSR Seagull. I don't know what, I'll have a look on the net in a bit, what the capacity of that is. That's not blooming. We'll wait for it to bloom, do it proper. Oh, this is just flipping sublime. Right, I might have to, it's tilting forward a bit. The one thing with these, I've got the footprint on, which is great. I'll bring it all the time with me for sake of how much it weighs. But with these chairs, if you don't get them quite level, like now it feels like it's wanting to go forward a bit. It's still comfortable, but it feels slightly odd. So I need to tilt it back a little bit in a minute. I'll do that in a minute. Right, that's about blooming. I've not brought any of my silver paper with me today, foolishly, but anyway. We'll put that on there and we'll see what happens. And if I can start my stopwatch, I can't remember which way that's it. I've got the old G-Shock on today. I'll show you that in a minute close up. Lovely little watch, bomb proof. Oh boys, there's the old, it's the, it weren't cheap this really. It's only a small thing, but I'm just getting reflecting. It's the proper G-Shock, something, I can't remember the number, 500-600 something or other. And it's got, it's solar powered, and it's got radio wave or something. You never have to set it, it connects up to something, and it's always the right time. And it's great because I never put it back. Well, I've had this a couple of years perhaps now, and it keeps the charging really well. I've never had to worry about it. And we're on 4 minutes 40 up to now for a cup of water, whatever it translates to with a Seagull. Oh, I think we're nearly at a boil, boys. Let's have a look. That's sounding promising. Can I get this? Oh, I can never get this lid off. Bear with me, boys. I'll get it off, and there we go. There we are, less than 5 minutes, boys. How good's that? And another thing. Oh, Java lava. I can't believe it. I don't know what I've done. I can't find my MSR spoon. It's a lovely one with a long handle. I use it all the time. And the last time I used it in the garden, I don't know if I've brought it back up. I'll have to have a look, see if it's down garden. I can't find the damn thing. So I've got to do a guesstimation into the old filter. And this could be disastrous. Well, boys, what do you think? That's a guesstimation. I've got about that much in, so don't know what this is going to turn out like, but it'll be wet and warm. Oh, that's a beautiful sight, boys and girls, in the woods, no doubt. Cheers, my dears, in a new spot. Yeah, good God. That's made my eyes water. Jesus. Definitely Java lava, goodness me. Mr. Frizzle, if he watches this, if you watch this, Pete, that's the equivalent of your flipping millions or whatever chili. My God, that is probably a bit stronger than what even I like. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this. I'll sprint home, I'll be like a gazelle. Anyway, cheers my dears. A bit of an odd video really this. Some flipping silly old slaphead sitting in the woods talking to himself and drinking strong coffee. You'll watch out. So yes boys, I've got to say the C word now. COVID. Yeah. Well, what a disaster. What a shambles. Don't know what to make. All these mixed messages, mixed rules from the government. You can do this, you can't do that. Contradicting each other. Bloody shambles, in my opinion. To their favour, it's a difficult situation, I know. But I don't know, I'm sure there's going to be questions. After this is all blown over, there's going to be some bloody questions. Well, they're already questioning the Prime Minister and stuff now, aren't they? I don't get it. The country's going to be, economy's going to be a bit shaky for a while. The economy's bound to bounce back. It's got to do. You're either going to curl up and die under a stone, or you're just going to get on with it. Regardless, we ain't going to curl up and die. We're going to get on with it. It's just going to be a bit painful. It's been an interesting time. Really strange. Remarkable. So different to anything any of us have ever had before in our lifetime, really. That's enough of that, no more. Boys, I'm really enjoying this now. Just sitting here relaxing. This is what I do a lot, and I've bored you with it before, but I'm just sitting here. There's a slight bit of road noise over back there, not hardly anything. I'll go and have a walk around in a bit and show you where I am. But yeah, it's so peaceful and quiet. Really lovely. You can hear the birds and stuff. Mr. Chainsaw stopped chainsawing, which is always a bonus. Just go up here. And this is this line of fields is in line with that one at the back of my house, but further up. And there's lots of horsey people around here. Oh bloody hell, falling down the damn ditch. Hey! And if you look through there, I don't know, well this will get it. You've got like this meadow here and some horses. And I think there's another field up on after that, and then there's a house. You might be able to see a house up there. Imagine it, that's where the road that I live on. So I'm quite lucky really. So I'd show you that. So I'm just down there. Behind us is the road about quarter mile, half a mile up there. And then we've got all this. It's flipping mint. There is a bit of a path down here, but nobody normally comes down here, not very often. I think there's only cattle have been down lately. Yeah, it's a really nice spot. I should come here more often with my stuff really. I just always like going to that bit where there's a lake. It's a shame it's not as overgrown as it used to be. Down there where I take the dogs where the river is directly opposite me in that direction. And that's a lovely place, but it's too well light. There's too many people goes there. That's why I've come over this side, because you will get interrupted there, especially on weather like this. Anyway, looks like a pigeon's bit the dust there. Probably Mr. Foxy Fox has been lucky. And we're back to my little nice little glade here. It's bloody lovely actually, boys and girls. Far enough away from the madding crowd. I've not heard a soul up here. I can hear voices in the distance over there, but that's where the main path is, where everybody goes, which is probably quarter of a mile. I'm not sure exactly. It's not that far from here really. But yeah, this is bloody beautiful. There's quite a bit of it. I'd say it's like a thin strip, as in the scale of things. Probably about half a mile, 2/3 of a mile long by about quarter of a mile wide or something. To other people say, what bit of kit should I got years ago? I'm telling you now, these chairs are bloody expensive. There's no way getting about it. They're bloody expensive. But my God, it is brewing. I normally would now be having backache. seriously, it curves and it pulls quite tight on the small of your back, and it feels, I won't say it's like a lumbar support, but because it's stretched really tight, it does really support your back. It's great. The position as well, if you look at this, a lot of people say, oh, they're a bit low. Perhaps, yeah, when I get a bit even more crusty, I might find it difficult getting out from this position. But look at that. I can just, everything's with me. Everything's there. My phone, you know, my bits and bobs, whatever it happens to be. You could have a little table here if you wanted, which I actually wouldn't mind getting. But yeah, it weighs nothing, and it transports your average little walk into, it's like having an armchair with you. Wherever you want to sit, you put it down, bang, instant comfort. I'm so comfortable here. It's just revelation. Brilliant. The best thing, I ummed and ahed about getting a chair. My mate, good old James, cyclist James, alright James if you're looking, he had some no brand one a while ago, and I sat in it and I thought, that's alright, I wouldn't mind one of them. Never got one, and I really wanted one. I left it, and anyway, the moral of the story, if I can actually get to the point, is if there's something you really want and you can just about afford it, and you think it's definitely going to be useful, then buy it. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? I've done it all my life. Oh, I've got to save for this. And I've got to this point in my life where I think, you know what, I want that, I'm going to buy it. I've got the money, I've just been paid, sod it. Am I waffling today or what, boys and girls? Oh boys, I've talked for that long, look. That's a raging sort of boil already, look at that. That's the best thing you could ever find in the woods, apart from a group of Amazonian naked women. Yeah, I'd probably wouldn't want to swap my trangy for them, but I'd be very tempted. That's so lovely. Oh, it's lovely under these trees, nice and fresh. Time for another brew, I feel. Well, coffee number 2, boys. Cheers. Yeah, I've refined me amount. This one's a little less potent. That last one was like dynamite. Oh, this is the life. And my missus has just she popped out about the same time as I came out for my walk, and strictest orders, she's going to get some cider, and I made some cider tonight, sod it. Might do a bit more wood carving. I'll have to show you that another time. I bought I've had a Mora 120, which is like a general purpose carver, and I've bought a little carving set off of Amazon for about 20 odd quid, cheap and nasty, just to see if I'd like it, sort of thing. And I've been trying to make another wood spirit out of a piece of wood that my mate Ian down the road, apparently I only found out the other day he's into carving and stuff, and he gave me a piece of wood and set me a challenge, so I've been tinkering with it for the last week or two. I might put it on another video another time. It's not finished yet, but I keep tinkering. It was a big piece of wood like that, and now it's sort of getting thinner. I keep on chopping bits out, but anyway, yeah, I'm quite enjoying that at the minute. When I'm in the mood, I'll just sit in back garden for half an hour and have a play. Boys and girls, that was bloody brilliant. I've been here about a couple of hours. It's getting quite cloudy now actually, and it's cooled down quite a lot. It's a lot nicer now actually. I'm just going to have a wander around now, see what I see, and head home. Like I say, I'm only 10 minutes from home, so to be fair, I don't know why I've not done this before. It's bonkers. It's literally skip over a couple of fields and I'm here. I'm definitely going to come here again. Only downside is you can hear one or two very stupid kids making noises over here. A good way away, but like screaming and like, I don't know, sound like they weren't quite all there, but anyway, takes all sorts, doesn't it? Anyway, I'm going to have a wander around. That was triple thumbs up.